Welcome back to Growth Catalyst Sub and welcome to day 18 of the 30-day Turbocharge Your Career program. We are on day 18 and we are looking at how do you showcase your skills and experience on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great platform. It's a professional platform. It showcases your professional portfolio. So unless you highlight your skills, your experience in the right manner, which catches the attention of the recruiters, then the recruiters may completely miss you and you may not be spotted in terms of opportunities which are coming up every single day. But how does anyone showcase the skills and experience in the right fashion? What should one do? Let me talk about those hacks here. Let's dive in. The first thing people see on your LinkedIn profile is your headline. What do I mean by the headline? Let me share my screen and show you in case you are not familiar with the technical words which are used in conjunction with LinkedIn. Let me share. This is my name, and then it says mentor, teacher, coach, founder, Growth Catalyst Hub, and it talks about me being lifelong learner and what I'm doing currently with my organization. That is what we call as a headline. And that headline is the first thing that anyone, especially the recruiters, take notice of. And you need to spend some time, craft it correctly so that it gives the right impression about you. A lot of people I've seen just leave this line as I am a project manager at, let's say, Cisco. That's the only thing which is there, or project manager or team leader at Infosys. That's the only thing which is there. But what are you doing as a project manager? What are you doing as a project leader? What are you doing as a team leader? What are the things that you want to call out? You can call out, like I have called out for my own profile. You can call out, but a lot of people haven't really thought through, and therefore they have left it at job description. And you should go a lot more than that so that you add something, and that adding something makes a huge difference. The second thing that you need to focus on and craft it very well is your about section. It is the equivalent of your resume without experiences, without getting into experience and education in the LinkedIn context. And a lot of people don't even worry about section. They think that I have filled up my experience, I have filled up my educational qualifications, and therefore this about section is redundant. I also used to think like that for a very long time till one of my friends took pity on me and educated me about how to really use LinkedIn, which is what I'm trying to do for my students and people at large. So ensure that you spend some time, quality time, thinking about the about section and getting it corrected. I'm going to share my about section just to give a flavor of what is possible. This is my profile. Here we come to the about section. Here. So this gives a quick view to the recruiter on what are you? What about you should be interesting? That's what this section tells them. My suggestion here is make it first person, talk to the recruiter or talk to the people who are going to read this section. That's what I've tried to do in my profile. I've said that I love to coach, I love to mentor, I love to reach out to people, I love to train, and this is my passion, what I've tried to do, what I'm doing. I've started with what I want to do. I've gone on to talking about my passion, and I have also gone on to talking about what I sincerely believe as what my capabilities are and what I have been doing. Doing this makes a clear statement to whoever is visiting your profile, whether it's a recruiter or somebody who's checking out your profile for future employment. It clearly gives them a message on what this person is about, what this person's passions and interests are, which are enormously useful for them in terms of making a point of view about you. So take some time, fill up this section with a lot of thought and diligence. The third point is a point that we have already stressed in the context of resumes. Exactly like in resumes, when you're talking about your experience, you are talking about what you have done and what you're doing in your job. A lot of people stop talking about responsibilities and they don't really talk about achievements or accomplishments, which is a mistake. I don't want to know just what you are responsible for. I want to know, if I'm the recruiter, I want to know what you have achieved in your job, what you have accomplished in your job, what kind of results you have generated in your job. That is what I am a lot more interested in, and that is what you should also showcase. So take some time out, look at the metrics that you need to generate. The metrics are simple. Top line could be a metric if you are on the front line, like sales, marketing, and so on. Bottom line could be another metric for, again, sales and marketing and so on and so forth. There could be process efficiency metric if you are not what typically is called as a profit center or sales or marketing parts of the organizations are. You could be talking about process improvement. You could be talking about cutting down on time. You could be talking about cutting down on cost. You could be talking about customer retention. You could be talking about customer satisfaction. You could be talking about all of this or any of this leading to either improvement on sales for the organization. I trained 10 people, they did well, and therefore they brought in 2 billion more for the organization. Or I trained 10 people, they ensured that cost cutting as a process happens, and that resulted in so much of savings for the company. Any of that. But ensure that you talk metrics, ensure that you talk quantified metrics, so that when the recruiter sees it, he is able to imagine, okay, this person did this kind of achievement in his organization. Maybe when I bring him to my organization, he would be able to bring the same magic in my organization too. That's the impression that you want to leave the future recruiters or potential recruiters about you, and therefore take care and diligence crafting that about section on LinkedIn. The next thing that you should think about is how can you use the featured section. There is a section in LinkedIn where you can add media to your profile. Good way to utilize a section is adding the presentations you have made, as long as they're not confidential. If you're in advertising, the kind of advertising you have created or you have been part of in creating that. If you are in marketing or sales, and if you're writing a POV piece on LinkedIn or in any other platform, you can share that on LinkedIn. I'll show you what I've been doing. My about section, featured section, sorry. This is my featured section where whatever I write on LinkedIn, and I write number of POVs, number of newsletters, number of articles. I do share my point of view on, especially on career-oriented points. Those are all highlighted here automatically by LinkedIn. But here is something that you can actually showcase, use it to showcase presentations, advertisements, any piece of writing that you have, anything that you think is important to share with the world, which is created by you. So if you have a portfolio of work you want to showcase, go ahead, showcase it here. So use the featured section to showcase your work to impress the potential recruiters. The last one, ensure that you keep the LinkedIn profile updated. 2 areas to be updated on a continuous basis. One is your experiences section. If you are getting into a new job, ensure that after some time you update that on your LinkedIn. If you have learned something, suppose you are from the software world and you have just learned some coding skills, new language, any skill for that matter, if you have recently newly acquired any skill, ensure that those skills are updated on the skills section. You can update up to 50 skills. My suggestion is don't go overboard like that. Limit yourself to 20-25 skills. Also, when you update new skills, you may want to look at which skills are really not adding to your current profile and plus your future expectation in terms of where you want to move, and you may want to trim them down so that they don't clog the space. So do this, update your LinkedIn profile on experiences and on skills so that your LinkedIn profile is current, and the recruiters whenever they look at it, they look at the most current avatar of what you bring to the table. So let me summarize what we have seen in this session. 1, create a very strong headline. It's very, very important. Craft it diligently. 2, similarly, craft a very, very compelling about section. It's about you. It's the story of your life. It's the story of what you can do for the potential recruiters. 3, talk about achievements, quantified achievements rather than your responsibilities. 4, ensure that you use the feature section very well. Put out your presentations, put out your POV papers, put out whatever articles that you're writing, share all of that, which would clearly establish you as a person who thinks on the point that you are interested in, on the passion that you have, so that it becomes one more compelling reason why you should be looked at. Finally, ensure that your LinkedIn profile is always updated. Update your skills as soon as you acquire them. Update your experiences as soon as you have a new experience. Ensure all of this. See how well your LinkedIn profile is flying and how many more recruiters you are able to attract. Hope you like this section. Please like, please subscribe to my channel. See you in our next episode.